All right, we are now going to look at the other methods that are available to you in the AP Java subset for working with strings. So the first and probably the most important method you need to know is substring. Essentially what substring does is it gives you a slice of a string. So it slices out part of the string and then gives that back to you. So the parameters, the numbers you're passing in are going to be the starting point and the stopping point of the slice that you want to take. And it pulls off a section of the string from start position to stop -1. And so another way to say that is that the starting index is inclusive of this character and the stopping index is exclusive. So it doesn't include the character at this position. So see our example here. String w equals variable and then system.out.print w.substring 2, 5. So if we count this out, we see that v is 0, 1, 2. Okay, so r is going to be where we start from. And then 3, 4, 5. And remember I said that our second number is exclusive. So we're really only going to take the characters from start to stop -1. So from 2 up to 4, which gives us R, I, A. And so that's what we're going to get printed out if we run this code. Another way to use the substring function is to only pass in one number. So if you only pass in one number, basically what you're saying is, I want everything from this letter to the end of the string, or the array of characters. That's another way to reference a string. So in this example, again we have the string variable, but now we're using .substring with just the number 4. And so we count again here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And because we did not give a second number, we're just going to take from this letter A all the way to the end. And so what gets printed out here is able. Now you'll notice that this is an example of overloading, which is a term we're going to continue to come back to in this class. But basically what that means is that we have two methods that have the same name, but they have different arguments or different sets of parameters being passed in, and so they work slightly differently. Our next functions are useful if we want to change a string to all uppercase letters or to all lowercase letters. And these aren't really tested on the exam, but they can be useful for a couple of different functions. One of the functions that these are useful for is if you are not sure with a particular string which letters are uppercase or lowercase, but you wanted to compare it to other strings, then you can just switch both strings to uppercase and then check if they're the same. One example might be if you're looking at a database and you want to see if the same name has come up more than once, but maybe one time it was capitalized, but one time it was lowercase. Well, to a computer, those are not going to look like the same name unless you switch all of the names in the database to uppercase so that you can then check for duplicates. All right, compare to is going to return whether or not these two strings or how they compare alphabetically. So this is a tricky one and definitely one that you want to check out the quick reference guide to read up on because it can be a little confusing to think about what does it mean to compare letters, right? But in this example that you're shown here, if you take the string aardvark and then compare it to the string zebra, the output here is going to be -25. And the reason for that is that when you compare aardvark to zebra, it's going to be comparing the A to the Z, and the difference between them, a negative number tells you that this string comes after aardvark in the alphabet. All right, the last method that I wanted to talk about is index of. Index of basically is a method that allows you to search through a string to find a particular character. And for this one, we're going to go into a coding demo so that I can show you a couple of different ways that it works and go into more detail on this one. With all of those methods, you are now equipped with the tools that you need to take on the coding challenges for this unit. All right, remember to go back and reference your quick reference guide if you forget how some of the methods work. And you can always refer back to this video or to the summary to brush up on, remember, especially substring, which is going to be important for the challenges ahead. Good luck.